In this tutorial, we'll turn our attention to updating an existing record and then demonstrate how to remove a supplier from the suppliers table. The first step in updating a record is to create a filtered record set. With the simple record set dialog on screen, I'll give my record set a title. From the connection pop-up, I'll choose Are You Playing? And then from the table pop-up, I'll select Suppliers. Now from the filter pop-up, I'll choose Supplier ID, make sure that the second pop-up is set to equals, third is set to URL parameter, and then in this text box, I'll enter Record ID. If we look at the Suppliers page, and I select the Update link, here in the code view, you can see that the URL includes the PHP code required to pass the supplier ID to the update page. This is known as the URL parameter. If you're unfamiliar with the concept of URL parameters, we would recommend you read this article. Although on the update page we don't want to display the supplier ID that's passed from the suppliers page, we still need to include this so that Dreamweaver can display the current record in the update form. And to do this, we use a hidden field, which, as you can see, I've previously titled Supplier ID. I'll quickly bind this to the supplier ID in the record set. That done, we can now apply the server behavior. With the dialog on screen, I'll choose my connection followed by the table I wish to update. To complete the dialog, I'll specify the page that should be displayed once the update has taken place. Having applied the server behavior, we can now bind each of the dynamic placeholders to their appropriate form elements. That done, I'll save the document and then put it on my remote server. To test the update record form, I'll load the suppliers page into Internet Explorer. Clicking on one of the update links passes the URL parameter record ID to the update page and retrieves the appropriate record, as can be seen here. I'll quickly make a slight change to the postal code. Hitting the button Update now updates the record and shows the confirmation update page. To round off this tutorial, we'll look at deleting a record. Because erasing a record can have serious consequences, we include a delete confirmation page, just to make sure that this is really what the user wants to do. Again, to save some time, I have already created a link that points to this page on the suppliers page. And as with the update link, this also includes the PHP code that's required to pass the URL parameter, in this case record ID. On the confirmation page, we show the supplier name, contact name, and email address to make sure that this is the record the user wants to delete. This also contains a link to another page which is used to physically remove the record from the suppliers table. It's on this page that we add the delete logic. It's important to note also that this document won't be visible to the user. With the application panel on screen and the server behaviors tab selected, I'll choose delete record. The first step is to make sure the option primary key value is shown in the pop-up. First check if variable is defined. From the connection pop-up, I'll select Are You Playing? And then from the table pop-up, I'll choose Suppliers. In this instance, the primary key column must be set to supplier ID. I'll also ensure that the primary key value reads URL parameter, and then in the text box, I'll enter the value record ID. The final step is to specify the page that will be shown once the record has been erased from the suppliers table. On this occasion, I'll redirect to a delete success page. In order to test this part of the application, I'll save this document, place it on the remote server, and then load the suppliers page into Internet Explorer. Clicking on one of the delete links now shows the delete confirmation page. Hitting the button delete this record erases the record from the suppliers table and then redirects to this page.